Let that talisman get away! We must have it.
Welcome back to the channel. So today we'll do a review for the Last Night movie Megatron Voyager class. This one is the KO figures of this Voyager The Last Night Megatron that I bought from Aliexpress. It's already came repainted or re-customized. As you can see in here, the colors is totally different from that of an original The Last Night movie Megatron from the Last Night movie in 2017. This mold also got KO by many Chinese company. They all have different size. This one is at the same size as the original Voyager class, and it have some hand painted colors on here instead of the blue plastic colors that we usually have. If we come to take a closer look at his weapon, you also see that we have some right bursting effects. The only things that not really painted are those red colors over here. Actually, those red color are also not the original color. So originally those will be like transparent red color, transparent red plastic, because Hasbro for some reason they want to have like light piping from him, so the light will shine into those transparent red plastic, and that will light up when you have the light coming in at the correct angle. In this case, they actually cover that with red paint for some reason, but that's not movie accurate. Maybe they just do it because they think it look nice, but that red is only there for his concept art, but not really in the movie. So in overall, his look is pretty nice. I think it's pretty worth it to get these figures, although it's a new mold that's already came out in 2017. But for now, we still don't have any better mold of this guy. In fact, in 2017, we have two figures for the Last Night movie Megatron. One is the Leader class figures, the other one is this Voyager class figures, and I do think that this Voyager class figures is better than the Leader class one, although this one is cheaper and smaller. The main reason for that is because the Leader class one, he has a very big backpack over here, and then this arm cannon gun is not accurate. It's just the top of their jet got stuck in here, and then that jet can be extended into a gun. So he has like a huge block on his right arm, and then the articulation is also not good on that figure, specifically his arm. He has like a gorilla arm. It can only move like this. It have limited articulation as this. It's pretty good that this mold is still the best mold that we currently have for small size Megatron. Small size meaning like Deluxe class or Voyager class or the current modern Leader class. For the look of this guy alone, that's pretty worth it. Let's take a look at some movie figures. First one, let's go with our core class. Core class Mohawk, which is one of the newer Studio Series figures from the Last Night movie. It's interesting that we still haven't had the Last Night movie Megatron in a Studio Series class being leaked anywhere in any list. So that means Hasbro still doesn't really have plan to actually make him. I don't know why. Maybe they're just waiting for the chance, because I'm pretty sure that this design, if they make a new figures just a little better than this one, it will sell like hotcake for sure. For example, they can just integrate the Leader class head sculpt with some modified and improved details onto this guy. The Leader class head sculpt is actually better than this head sculpt because his can be transformed. So like he have this open mouth figurehead on here, but on the Leader class that can be transformed into the battle mask by just squeezing a switch down here. So yeah, I think that was what they did for many of the knockoff figures, like the Ransora knockoff Leader class figures of this mold. It just stuck on a Leader class movie Megatron head on there and then sell new figures. And at the time, it was one of the best one that we can get for this specific design. Now for the bigger scale, we actually have better figures like Unique Toys Megatron, and we have so many KO of that unique toy Megatron as well. So in term of bigger scale, we're not lacking any of the last 9 movie Megatron figures, but in smaller scale, 30 series scale, we still don't have any. So this is a very good stand-in the last 9 movie Megatron. I still don't have the last 9 Optimus. I did not buy the last 9 Optimus figures from the last 9 movie because I just think that he's too chunky, and because the last 9 movie or Aviation movie Optimus already announced, and that's supposed to come out like this year or next year as a leader class figure, so I would assume that he will be roughly at the same size as this guy over here, maybe just more complicated engineering, but that's figures coming in, so that's something we can expect as well. But with this specific Optimus figure actually scaled pretty nicely together, so this Megatron is not too tall in comparison to Optimus, unlike any of the other Megatron. So in terms of accurate scaling, I think this worked very well, because Optimus is supposed to be 28 feet tall, and the last 9 movie Megatron is supposed to be 30 feet tall. So they are only 2 feet different in terms of height from one another. So that's perfect scaling right here. Okay, let's take this out and maybe try in Rift. So this is the Ace of Attention Rift, but he should be the same size as the last 9 movie Rift if we do get one. And it seems like we will get one soon, because I think he's also in the leaked listing for the upcoming study series. So you can see in here, the scale actually not too bad at all. For Rift, it's supposed to be 15 feet tall, and then for Megatron, it's supposed to be 30 feet tall. So Megatron should be twice the height of Rift. It should be up here. But this scale doesn't work out too badly. This is the best we can get for Voyager and Dealer's class. And the design actually matched in really nicely. This guy, the samurai, and then this guy is a knight or a barbarian. He have an incredible design. Look at the axe. That axe is so badass. I like it very much. What do you think? Okay, then take this guy out, and then we can put in Bumblebee. So this guy is the Bumblebee number 49 in 30th series. He's supposed to be 16 feet tall, 1 feet taller than Rift. So I think the scale also worked out rather nicely. Of course, not perfect, similar to Rift. Megatron is supposed to be way taller, but this still worked out pretty well. This Megatron have a very clean backpack and nothing come loose. All of the jaws seem to be really tight, so he should be able to hold very dynamic pose, I suppose. The only thing that he's lacking in terms of articulation is the waist swivel. He have no waist swivel, but then he has very good ankle tilted, so he still can get into some very dynamic pose. This looks so awesome. Put in another Voyager from the last 9 movie. So the last 9 movie, we also have this specific house over here. This house actually a KO as well. I don't know whether this was made by the same company that make this Megatron KO over here, but they are exactly the same size as the original The Last 9 figures. This house, I couldn't find any of the original house, so that's why I have to buy these knockoff figures. But they look really nice together, except the only thing that is not very accurate is their scale to one another. So this house is supposed to be 24 feet tall versus Megatron is supposed to be 30 feet tall. So there should be a 6 feet difference. If we assume that a human figure is 6 feet tall, so Megatron should be around this high to be movie accurate. But oh well, this is the best we can get. Oh, and here is how he scaled with human figures from the Studio Series Live. I think he scaled really nicely. Let's see. So it's supposed to be 5 human figures to make 30 feet tall. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Yeah, I need to be a little taller. But for now, this still work. It still work for now. Really nicely. Let's see. Maybe let's put him next to his previous design. So this design is the Aliexpress Galvatron design. Look at this. Galvatron is a little shorter than this The Last Night movie Megatron. Just a little. I think Galvatron also supposed to be 30 feet tall, so it should be at the same size. So this means this guy's already shorter than how he should be, so Galvatron even shorter than that. But just a smidge, just a little, not much. They still look really nice together. So two design for Megatron. Which one do you like more? Aliexpress or The Last Night? I think The Last Night win all the way for me. But this guy have better engineering. He transformed into a truck for such a complicated and skinny design. So that is very impressive engineering, I think. And he has better articulation as well. Of course, he has to wear the ankle tilted. We also have the waist articulation. He has everything. So that's another cool thing about these Galvatron figures. But I have to give it to this The Last Night movie Megatron still. He looks so good. I can't imagine what they can do now with this design in the 30th series. It's gonna look so good because they have way better engineering stuff right now. Way better. In comparison to something that was made 7 years ago. They should be much better now. Even more probably because the movie came out in 2017, meaning their figures were already designed like a year ahead or something. And then they have to be made, manufactured, and then released worldwide. So yeah, this design is like 8 years old, 9 years old even. And it still look this good. Let's get in another The Last Night figures. So this guys is The Last Night Hot Rod. But look at them. Hot Rod and Megatron. Hot Rod's also supposed to be 16 feet tall, I believe. So this scale, similarly to Bumblebee and Rift, Megatron should be a little taller to be accurate, but they actually don't look bad together. These two guys. Look at that. They are both very skinny. Their vehicle mode clean up very well. Megatron seems like he can destroy Hot Rod with just one swing of his axe. Crosshair. So this one is also a figure from The Last Night movie. Actually, not even the Aliexpress design, it's The Last Night design. But for Crosshair, they have very similar design, so I think this already worked for both of their movie Aliexpress and The Last Night movie. Look at them. They look so nice. Both of them have custom painted jobs. Crosshair have a little big backpack, but I'm okay with this design because he had like a trans coat in the movie. I think that represents the trans coat pretty nicely. Crosshair. It's so nice that we have such amazing movie design figures this year. Let's put this guy back and maybe put in something from Aliexpress as well. We have Aliexpress Lockdown. The two badass design for two movies. One from Aliexpress, the other one from The Last Night. They all look so good. But of course, these guys have the better figures at Lockdown. Lockdown has 30 series figures, but they have such a big backpack. And the Aliexpress figures from Lockdown is even worse. So yeah, Megatron is lucky with his The Last Night design for sure. Let's look at how good that design is. Then let's put him back. Here's how he scaled next to the Nitro Zeus figures from The Last Night movie line. This Nitro Zeus custom figures, as you can see in here, he has a different color from the original Nitro Zeus. So I essentially repainted him up with just silver acrylic paint all over his body. The original colors will be on white plastic colors, Now he looks silver like this, and then the head sculpt of course is also a little different. I got this head sculpt from the Dark of the Moon figure for Shockwave, and then I just took out that head sculpt and put on him, and then repainted that head sculpt as well. And then these chains over here, the necklace over here, is just from some of the accessory that I have lying around, and then just cut it and put on him. I also took off this part from here. He's still transformable, totally 100% transformable, but I think it just hung down too far, so I just put it on his arm instead, so that I think it's look a little nicer. So together, Nitro Zeus in here is a little taller. Well, not taller actually, Megatron is still taller. That is pretty good scaling. The official scale for Nitro Zeus is 22 feet tall, and Megatron is 30 feet tall, so actually Nitro Zeus needs to be much shorter than Megatron to actually make the scale movie accurate. But oh well, this is the best we can have for the Studio Series one. Actually, both of those figures, we still don't have Studio Series for them. So there's still hope that we can get a better scale and just better figures on overall for all of them. For both of them. So there's still chance. But for now, these two, they still can be very good placeholder in end of the Studio Series. Just to put things a little more in perspective, let's put back Core Class Mohawk in here. Those three figures from the Last Night movie. Oh my gosh, they actually look really nice. I was so happy when they announced that I would make a Mohawk Core Class figures, and when the figure actually came out or got reviewed, I also got even more excited because he looks so good. This Mohawk, it's just a little too tall, but I think for Studio Series still scale very nicely because he's a Core Class figures and they can't make him too small, otherwise they can't really justify the price for these figures right here. So this is the best they can do, and they actually represented the design of Mohawk in plastic form really nicely. Like, he has all of his characteristics. He has a dagger over here as well, although in the movie he didn't even have a dagger. An Asian knight Grimlock. Look at that. Look at the huge size difference between the two. Oh my gosh, look at that. How cool is that? We actually have the Last Night movie Megatron that scaled pretty well with a Grimlock figures, or the other way around. Grimlock looks so badass as always. He tower over Megatron, but Megatron doesn't look bad at all. Look at the details on him. Everything pop. He now can face off against Grimlock. Of course, he stood no chance to fight against Grimlock, but still, they would look so well on the same shelf. Do you agree? Oh my gosh, look at that. I put them next to one another, so we have a bigger picture, a nicer picture. Jeez, look at the size difference even for the weapon. The weapon is huge from Grimlock in comparison to this Last Night movie Megatron. Okay, let's take down Grimlock. The Last Night Scorn. Of course, this an oversized figures from the Last Night Voyager Scorn figures. Again, he looks so nice next to this Megatron. Look at the scale difference. He's so huge. He's huge in comparison to Megatron. So officially, Megatron is supposed to be 30 feet tall, and I believe that Score is supposed to be 87 feet tall, so almost 3 times the size of Megatron. So it's actually not very accurate. He's only like 2 times the size. Should be almost 3 times the size, so like all the way up there. But that's the best we can get for Scorn, and I think it's good enough. If he's too big, then there's no way we can keep him in our shelf. So for now this will serve. Another exciting figures. Another Dinobot. this time is his unboxing wavemate. Dinobot Shred from A Extinction. So for those two, they'll look like that. The scale is not too different between those two as we saw in our previous video. So I think for Shred is supposed to be 60 feet tall, much shorter than Grimlock and Scorn, who are like above 80 feet tall. One is 80-40 or one is 87. But still, it should be 60 feet tall, which is twice the size of Megatron, and we clearly don't see that in here. It should be on the way up there to actually be accurate in terms of scaling. But this is accurate enough for now. Look at the size difference. Of course, this figure doesn't look as good as the Grimlock and Scorn figures, but they still look really nice together. My gosh, I'm really happy to finally have those two in my collection. I hesitated so much before I actually decided to get them, but after getting them, I don't regret getting them at all. Yeah, so that will be our The Last Knight movie Megatron. Next, I'll do repaint for both of these figures. So for Megatron, we have some light touch up to do. So have to cover that red part, and then he also need his red mark in here as well. So that will be a short one. But the bigger project will be to repaint these figures a little more, the Dinobot Shred figures, because he needs to have some blue color on him, not just all black like this. Definitely not. So yeah, we have to work on that project as well.
Hey, you. Yes, you. Subscribe to our channel. Please, otherwise Megatron might kill me again. And no, I'm not kidding. He's right there. Hey, Josh. So please, subscribe. I don't want to be back in 2 pieces. Your subscription means a lot to us.